Okay. Good morning. Myself, Ines Gogre, Assistant Professor, Pikawa College of Horticulture, Nasik. The reason why I am preparing this video is a recent outbreak of coronavirus that is known as COVID-19. So I request you all to stay at home and stay safe and follow the instruction given by Indian government. Quickly, I am going to start my lecture on plant nutrients, their deficiency symptoms, roles, and correction measures. You know what is a plant nutrient? It is a chemical element required for nutrient growth, required for the growth and development of plants. And you know various macronutrients, micronutrients. Macronutrient that is required in larger quantity, that is known as a primary macronutrient. Secondary macronutrient, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium are primary macronutrients. Calcium, magnesium, sulfur are secondary macronutrients. And macronutrients Fe, Mn, Zn, copper, boron, molybdenum, cobalt, nickel, chlorine. Okay. Nitrogen. For nitrogen fixation is required, and before plants accept chemical form that is organic form must be converted into chemical form, that is soil nitrification, phosphate nitrification, mineralization, and demineralization. Okay, let's start with functions of nitrogen in plants. Nitrogen is a components of all proteins, enzymes, amino acids, and nucleic acids required for a CN ratio, carbohydrate and nitrogen ratio. High CN ratio, plant becomes more productive. That carbohydrate will be produced with the help of nitrogen in the chlorophyll. Low CN ratio, plant becomes more vegetative growth only. Transamination. NO3 is get converted into NH2, then it is get converted into glutamic acid and other amino acids. It is essential for fast growth, development of dark green color. What are the deficiency symptoms and toxicity symptoms of nitrogen? Deficiency means when an element is at low concentration, then balance, which show characteristics symptoms or distinct symptoms that is known as deficiency symptoms. In respect of nitrogen, the deficiency symptoms are it produces only yellowing older leaves, that is known as a chlorophyll, and reduced the growth. Again, toxicity symptoms. Toxicity means excess. When an element is at high concentration, then balance. Again, reduce growth and limits yield. Reduce growth and limits yield. That is known as toxicity. For nitrogen, shoot elongation is a toxicity symptom. Darker and succulent leaves is the toxicity symptom for nitrogen. For correcting the deficiency of nitrogen, we add certain fertilizers based on type of soil. The recommended fertilizers are ammonium nitrate, calcium ammonium nitrate, potassium nitrate, and widely used that is known as urea is amide form. In each form, in respect of nitrogen, lower the soil pH, and in O3 form of nitrogen, due to its acidic nature, it raises the pH of soil. Some organic fertilizers, manures, plant residue, green manure also add nitrogen And nutrient can be applied as a foliar application also. Okay. In this figure, you show the you see the deficiency symptoms of nitrogen which appears on lower leaves that is known as the older leaves. Deficiency of macronutrient that is NPK, calcium, magnesium, sulfur appears on older leaves because it is highly mobile in plant. Nitrogen is highly mobile, so it remarks the development, vegetative growth. It appears on older leaves. These are the deficiency symptoms that is leaf turns yellow and in respect of nitrogen only. Then we study the deficiency symptoms of phosphorus. For deficiency of phosphorus is a mobile in plant tissues. Deficiency almost occurs in older leaves. It produces dark purplish or color on older leaves. Dark purplish color. Toxicity of P causes deficiency of Zn, copper, Fe, and manganese. It is called antagonistic effect. Deficiency of toxicity of certain elements causes deficiency of specific elements. This is called as the antagonistic effect, which can be very well seen in phosphorus. So to correct the deficiency of phosphorus, we need to add certain fertilizers. You may know this superphosphate, single superphosphate, double superphosphate, and triple superphosphate, which produces 16, 32, and 48% of produces and supplies. Then ammonium phosphate can be used as a phosphatic fertilizer. Bone meal can be used as a fertilizer, phosphatic fertilizer. These are in case of age, not regarded for studio. Okay. Then let's start the deficiency symptoms or roles and deficiency symptoms of potassium. It is activator of many enzymes. Potassium is activator of many enzymes and is required for opening and closing of stomata, regulation of water movements across the members. Opening and closing of stomata regulates water movement across the membrane. That is known as a guard cell function. You may very know well known like crop physiology. Then let's start with deficiency and toxicity symptoms of potassium. Deficiency of potassium causes leaf margin necrosis and browning. What is necrosis? After being yellowing of plants, that is known as fluorescence, there occurs necrosis. The leaves turns brown to blackish, that is known as a necrosis, and fall down. Older leaves are more affected because deficiency symptoms are marked on older leaves only. That are particular deficiency symptoms of potassium. What is the toxicity of potassium? Leaf tip and marginal necrosis. Leaf tip and marginal necrosis. So to correct the deficiency symptoms of potassium, we need potassium chloride, that is KCl known as a muriate of potash. Then potassium sulfate, that is known as a sulfate of potassium, K2SO4. And potassium nitrate can be used as a fertilizer. Here is a deficiency of potassium, that is known as a leaf margin necrosis. It will turn necrotic patches across the leaf tip margins. It is characteristics deficiency symptoms of potassium shown by the plant leaf. Okay. So to study the deficiency symptoms of macronutrients, see the number one leaf, that is known as a control. There is no application, no that is a clear cut. no any deficiencies in terms of macronutrients. Second leaf shows yellowish in color, that is marked deficiency of nitrogen. Third leaf shows dark purplish color, which marks the deficiency of phosphorus. And fourth leaf shows lip tip margin necrosis, which marks the deficiency of potassium. And lastly, which shows deficiency of all, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which turns yellowish, dark yellowish, and ultimately after chlorosis it will become necrotic and fall down and death occurs. It is all about deficiency syndrome shown by various leaf. It is also one and the same. Okay, let's start the deficiency symptom of secondary macronutrient. That is, let's start with calcium. Function of calcium. It is component of cell wall involved in various cell membrane functions, largely present as a calcium peptide in middle lamella. What are the deficiency symptoms? It appears on younger leaves and new shoots because calcium is immobile in nature. Then it shows stunted growth, distortion of leaf, necrotic spots, that is brownish and blackish spots, shoot tip death. Calcium marks blossom and rot in tomato. That is characteristic deficiency disorder in tomato, that is known as a blossom and rot in tomato. The fertilizers which correct the deficiency symptoms of calcium is agriculture mean, that is finely ground calcium, calcite and dolomite. Then lime CaCO3, gypsum calcium sulfate, superphosphate and bone meal also used as a correction for calcium deficiency. Here is the pictorial description of calcium deficiency known as a disordered blossom and rot in tomato. Okay. Then secondary macronutrient, that is a sulfur. The functions of sulfur, it is a component of amino acid, particularly sulfur containing amino acid, that is methionine and cysteine, consisting of various coenzymes and vitamins, responsible for pungency and flavor in onion, garlic, and mustard. In onion, allyl profile disulfide is present, that is responsible for pungency, and in garlic, diallyl disulfide is the chemical is responsible for pungency in garlic. Deficiency and toxicity symptoms of sulfur are: it shows light green or yellowing on new growth because sulfur is immobile. Toxicity not commonly seen until death. For correction of sulfur deficiency, we add gypsum, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, MgS sulfur, ammonium sulfate, and elemental sulfur also. Deficiency symptoms, the roles and correction measures of magnesium. It is a plant function as a core component of chlorophyll molecule. It is the only element which is required in synthesis of chlorophyll molecule and a catalyst of certain enzymatic activity is the role of magnesium. The basic role is it is involved in synthesis of chlorophyll molecule. Third, deficiency symptoms and toxicity symptoms. Intervenal chlorosis on mature leaves is deficiency symptoms of magnesium. And toxicity of magnesium is it causes deficiency symptoms of calcium and potassium. It is also an antagonistic effect. For correction of deficiency, we add certain fertilizers known as dolomite, calcium, CaCO3 and GCO3 twice, that is dolomite. If some salt known as MgSO4, then magnesium nitrate and magnesium sulfate. These are the deficiency symptoms of magnesium. Intervenal clause is on mature leaves. Deficiency symptoms appear on mature leaves or older leaves. Then micronutrients. We will study the deficiency symptoms of micronutrients later. So thank you very much.